Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a drugstore haul update. So a couple weeks back I went to Walmart and I went to Ulta and I showed you guys all the goodies that I got, and ever since then I've been testing them all out. So I wanted to give you guys some mini reviews on everything and just let you know what I liked, what I didn't like, and all the products in here are drugstore except two things which I talked about in that haul as well. And I also am not going to talk about repurchases, so a lot of things in that haul were just things that I loved and that obviously I'm just repurchasing, stocking up on. So I'm just talking about new things that I've never mentioned before on my channel. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm also feeling really wintry today with my sweater turtleneck. I'm actually sweating because it's not even cold outside, to be honest. Like, it's probably like 65 degrees. So it's a little too warm for this, but I just wanted to be cozy today. And if you're wondering, I got this sweater from Boohoo. I showed it in a haul a couple weeks back, but you probably don't even care. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the products. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the high-end things just to get those out of the way. So I have the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. This one's in the shade 5.0. I tried to love this foundation. I've been wearing it nonstop just because I really wanted to give you guys like my opinion, like my final thoughts on it today, and I'm actually wearing it today just to kind of say my official yes or no. So there's a lot of things I don't like about it. The first thing I don't like is the fact that it oxidizes like crazy. You probably can't really tell, but when you first apply the foundation, it looks like a really light color because they tell you to get a light color because it does oxidize, which is kind of annoying. But then it's like after I have it on for like 15-20 minutes when I'm done all my makeup and stuff, I just notice such a contrast between my face and the rest of my body. It oxidizes into like this orange color, which, like I said, you're not going to really be able to tell in this lighting because I have these bright lights in front of me, but when I'm in front of a window in natural lighting, when I'm outside, when I'm in my car and I'm looking at myself like in the mirror, I can totally tell, and it just doesn't look good. Another thing is, like, no matter how little of this foundation I use, it gets so cakey, crepey, and it just looks and feels old on my skin. Like, it feels like I have 10 layers of foundation on when I really don't even use more than a pump of this foundation. All the times that I've used it, I've used maybe a little bit more than a pump, like the first 2 times that I used it, and then after that I've been using a pump or less, and it still just gets cakey, and you can just look at my face and you can see that I have a lot of makeup on, and I hate that feeling. I hate the feeling of like wanting to take off all my makeup like within an hour or two of wearing it. Another thing is, like, around my nose it gets really cracky and just like gross looking, and on my nose it always, like, every time I wear this foundation, no matter what powder I use to set it with, it always comes off on my nose. I don't know why, because I usually don't have that issue with a lot of foundations, but it always wears off on my nose. And then my forehead gets so oily, like beyond oily with this foundation, only within an hour or two of wearing it. Like, I'll wear it, I'll go to like one class, and then I'll come back an hour and a half later and my face just looks so greasy. And I don't know why, because I was using primers. I even tried using this with a mattifying primer and it just doesn't look good at all. So I really did try to love this foundation, but it didn't work. So next up I have the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is the only other high-end product that I got, and I cannot even begin to tell you guys how obsessed I am with this concealer. Like, I hopped on the bandwagon because everyone was raving about it, and so many of you guys were telling me to try it out because it's your holy grail, and I'm so happy that I did because it is flawless underneath the eyes. Like, I was really ride or die for my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Like, I used that like almost all summer, towards the end of summer, and I still love that concealer, but the coverage of this compared to that one is just insane. I was using this and then I was using the Too Faced one on the other side, and I could not believe how much more full coverage this one is than the other one. Like, I feel like I need just one layer with this, and then with the Too Faced one, to be able to even get it to look close to this coverage, I need at least 3 layers, and even this one looks more bright and just better underneath the eyes. So this has a really beautiful, like, powdery finish. I don't want to say powdery because it's not drying underneath the eyes, but what I mean is that, like, when you have the concealer, it doesn't look shiny or oily or anything underneath your eyes. It just looks kind of like you already have it set, and it's just beautiful. I still go ahead and set it afterwards, but I'm just obsessed with just the formula of this and just everything about it. I love the packaging, the big fat wand that it has, which I've been raving about, but I'm obsessed. Like, you guys have to try this concealer. Like, I still, like I said, really like the Too Faced one, but this one just blew me away, and I didn't really have too many high expectations for it because I tried the Maracuja concealer from Tarte and I did not like that one at all, but this one is just like the complete opposite. Okay, speaking of under eyes, I have the Hard Candy under eye treatment. It says it depuffs, brightens, smooths, primes, and moisturizes. So I bought this at Walmart. It was like $8 or $9 and I was just really intrigued by it because I'm really into like under eye treatments before I apply concealer because I have really bad dark circles and I have fine lines and I have a little bit of puffiness. So when I first used this on camera, I said that I didn't really notice much of a difference, but then when I was looking back at the footage and you guys were telling me, I noticed that one of my eyes was a little bit more puffy than the other, and the one that was more puffy was the one that I didn't use this with. So basically when it says depuffs, I truly do think that this depuffs. I can kind of tell underneath my eyes that it doesn't look puffy, and I don't have super puffy eyes, but you know, depending on how much sleep I get and stuff like that, then they do get a little bit puffy, but this was actually really good. And as for primes and moisturizes, I do feel like this does prime and moisturize underneath my eyes. It feels really cooling and refreshing. The only thing is it doesn't really, but it doesn't say it on here, but it doesn't really give much coverage at all. So like the brightness part of it, I don't really think it brightens up my under eye. I think this is good if you have puffiness, maybe if you have dry under eyes. It's so moisturizing and it feels literally just like so fresh and cool. So I do really like it, but I feel like for what I'm looking for more coverage, not so much like moisture and things like that, because I don't really have dry under eyes. But if you do have dry under eyes, then I think you'd really, really love this. This is what it looks like. I'm the worst with like showing products. I get so caught up like moving my hands and you guys can't even see what the product looks like. Jeez, I do talk fast. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I just get so excited about the products that I just kind of like, woo, like I can't slow down. So let me slow down a little bit. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about powders. I have 2 powders that I was testing out. Actually 3. Okay, first one, Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I really love this powder. This is beautiful. It's really smooth, and I have tried the Maybelline powders like in the really dark shades because sometimes I like to use them as bronzers and they're amazing. So I wanted to give this a try because like I see so many people raving about this powder because it really is beautiful. It's not powdery, it's smooth, it's creamy on the face, and this one is in the shade 120, and I like this for setting my entire face and it's really nice. So love that one. And then I have the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. This one I'm not really crazy about, to be quite honest with you. I got this at Ulta. It was really inexpensive. It was maybe like $3 or $4 max, but it's not really like my favorite. Like it doesn't really make my skin look super flawless, and I feel like whenever I use it for touching up, like if my forehead's like oily, I have to keep touching up like every 30 minutes. Like it doesn't really absorb much oil or do like anything crazy with like my skin. It's just like, like I wouldn't repurchase this. So that's what it looks like. It's just a transparent powder. I like the one from e.l.f. way better, the HD compact powder. I like so many other powders more than this one. This one for me is just not really that good. Then I have the original Spun Loose Face Powder. This one is in the shade Naturally Neutral. So this powder, I really do like it. I think it's really nice for baking because it doesn't like make my face feel really dry and like old. And I do like the powder, but the smell is so strong. I know a lot of you guys were telling me that they do have an unscented version like online or in some stores. I don't know, but the powder is really good. But for the smell, that kind of like draws me back because I've sneezed so much when I wear this powder. Like I know it's not really a big deal, but literally I'll sneeze like 10 times. Like if you know me, you know when I sneeze, I can never sneeze once, but this makes me sneeze like crazy. My eyes get watery and they start getting really red, and it's just like the smell, it's what kills me. So if I were you guys and you want a good powder and you don't mind the smell, then try this out. It's really good for setting your face and everything. But what I like about it is that it doesn't last on the face, but I feel like there's other alternatives to this. Like if the smell is really going to bother you, like I really like the e.l.f. HD powder, the NYC one, RCMA. There's a lot of really good loose face powders, and this one's really good too, but the smell, it kills me. The last product for the face that I have is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is actually what I'm wearing today. I had to build it up like crazy. So this one is in the shade Be My Highlight, number 10. That's what it looks like. I got this because Kathleen Lights was raving about this, and she's like one of my favorite YouTubers. So she said that it's just a really light, beautiful highlight, which it is. It is really light. You can see, you probably can barely tell. Oh yeah, you can. It is really pretty, but you guys know I love my beaming highlights. Like I like things to look intense on my face, but if you want something that's just really natural and pretty, maybe for work, for school, or if you have a lot of texture on your skin, this is really good because it doesn't accentuate like anything on your face. You can see I did build mine up a lot, and I actually sprayed my brush with some NYX First Primer Spray because I wanted it to be like a little bit more intense because you guys know I love my highlight, but It just is very, very natural. It's pretty though, like I said, it is really pretty. But I think this is really good also if you have maybe more mature skin or you just want something for every single day. I think for younger girls, like if you don't want to be like super beaming and highlighted, especially now that it's fall and winter's around the corner, then I think this is a really good highlighter. So I like it. Then I have two eyeshadow palettes to talk about. First one is the L'Oreal La Palette Nude 2. I was actually really impressed when I first used this. I've only played with the matte shades because I love matte looks. Like the look that I'm wearing today, I love looks like this. But this is what it looks like. I love the fact that it comes with a mirror. It comes with 10 shades and you can see they're all mauve toned purple colors. I did do a tutorial with this and I played around with more of the colors after that and I'm really impressed. Like when I first used this palette, I really had no expectations for it because I'm like, they look kind of powdery. And you know, a lot of palettes like this from the drugstore aren't really all that good, to be quite honest with you. But when I was playing around with this, I'm like, wait, I'm really impressed with this palette. It's actually a lot better than expected. However, this is very pricey in my opinion to be from the drugstore. It's like $20. It depends where you go. If you go to like Walmart, it's like $16. If you go to Ulta without a discount, it's like $20. So if it were up to me, I'm not saying the palette is bad, but for the price, I would save my money and get a Morphe palette, or I would save a little bit extra money and get like a high-end palette, like an Anastasia palette or something, just because the quality's good, but all the shadows in here are not consistent. So not all of them are super pigmented and easy to blend. Some are more pigmented and more blendable than others. So for the price, just save your money and get a different palette. But I do like it. So if it's ever maybe like on sale or something, give it a whirl. I have another eyeshadow palette, which is the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's the Shea Moisture palette. This one's in the shade Desert Sand. I actually really like this palette. You can see I created just this really matte brown look, which like I said, I love looks like this, but these eyeshadow colors are actually really blendable. They're beautiful. My favorite color is this creamy shade right here. That is the color that I have like on the inner part of my eye. I've done a look like this, so similar to it. But it's so incredibly pigmented, you guys. Oh my goodness. When you swatch it, it honestly doesn't even look like much. You can probably barely tell, but when you actually apply it with a brush, it is just gorgeous. I think this is a really good color for like a cut crease. I really want to do a cut crease for you guys, so I'm thinking about doing it with this palette because I feel like you have the perfect shades for like an everyday cut crease. So I do like this palette. I want to try out more of their palettes because she has different colors in here. So this is really good. I don't remember how much it was. I want to say it was like $12, which that's not bad. For 6 shadows, it's not bad at all. Okay, last but not least, I have some eyeliners. First, I have the Revlon Color Stay Skinny Liquid Liner. I wanted to love this liner because it reminded me so much of the Wet n Wild liner with the little tip. But this is really flimsy. It's very hard to work with, and when I was trying to do my wing, it was just not really working with me. Like I couldn't like have a lot of control, even though the brush is tiny, with the product and with everything. So this is not my favorite liner. Like it's workable and it's doable, but it's not something that I'm going to repurchase. So that's like, And then I have two NYX liners. The first one is the Très Jolie Gel Pencil Liner. This one's just in the shade Pitch Black. It's okay. I feel like I have to build it up, like apply it on my waterline like a million times for it to actually show up. It's just not as creamy and blendable as the NYX Slide On Glide On eyeliners, and this doesn't really last a super long time on my waterline. Like I feel like I have to touch it up every couple hours or so, but it doesn't last like all day for me, at least. I don't know. I mean, my eyes do water a lot, but I wouldn't repurchase it. This was like $11, which I think is pretty pricey for a drugstore eyeliner, so I would not repurchase this liner. I'm still going to use it, but I wouldn't repurchase this. And then I have the NYX Slide On Glide On eyeliner. I've used these before, but this color I really like. It's in the shade Jewel. It's a really pretty purple color. I think if you have brown eyes, it would be gorgeous on you. So I just wanted to mention the color because I have tried these liners before and they're really amazing. They're such creamy eyeliners. Like for the waterline, they're really beautiful and they have a lot of different shades. So I like these better than this Très Jolie eyeliner. This one's definitely not as creamy as this one. Okay, so that is officially everything. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know down below if you've tried any of these products and what your thoughts are on them, and let me know if some new makeup that I should be trying out, because I know that, like I said, I can't keep up with everything. I know that there's like a new BH Cosmetics palette that I want to try out. There's like just so much new makeup coming out, like I cannot even contain myself. And really quick, just for if you guys are interested, I've been getting so many questions about my nails. Basically, I just got them done last week, and by the way, I'm not married. If you're new on my channel, this is a promise ring, but I got my nails done last week, and what I asked for was French ombre. I literally Googled the picture French ombre, like Google Images, and a bunch of different ones came up, and I love it. And my nail shape is coffin shape, so I always get coffin shape. I like to get them really skinny and pointy. That's what I ask for. And then I get regular acrylic nails with gel polish over top. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.